Hello friends, welcome to C Sharp Intermediate to Advanced tutorial. In this video, we are going to look at auto and local windows. Previously, we looked at call stack window. Now we will continue our exploration with auto and local windows. We will also study the difference between auto and locals. So these are all the videos from previous part of this sub-series. If you want to know more details about these slide decks, you can watch the previous parts. Alright, so call stack window, this we explored in the previous video. Now we will continue with auto and locals window. So consider this function. The function name is auto locals. So here in this function auto locals, we have 5 variables A, B, C, D and E. So then we have 5 statements, and in each statement we are initializing the variable values. So here it shows the breakpoint is at first assignment A equal to 10, and let us assume you are going through the step over option and we're staying at line 5 or D equal to 40. At this moment, if you see, if I bring the autos window, what you will see is expression. Let's consider this is 1 and this one as 2. So at present we are staying at a D equal to 40. So let's call this as a current statement, and this one is the previous statement. We can call this as a statement or expression. So what happens, auto window involves variable for the current statement as well as variables involved in the previous statement. So the execution is actually moved from statement 1 to 2. That means the statement C equal to 30 was executed previously, and at present you are staying at the assignment D equal to 40. So the auto window shows all the variables involved in the current statement. So current statement is 2. That's why you are seeing the value D here. So this is coming from current statement. And variables involved in the previous statement are the variable that got affected. So let's say the variable involved in the previous statement, which is C. So which is from statement 1. You can also notice that the auto window shows what value got changed in the execution of previous statement. So previous statement in the sense, this is the statement that was executed. You are staying at the current statement, but this was not executed. You are staying here. Once you click the step over option during the debug, then you will be executing this statement. So that means when you hit for step over option, the execution taken place for statement 1 and you moved to current statement. So that's how it shows. So it shows variable involved in the previous statement as well as the variable involved in the current statement. So if you see D equal to 40, which is not yet executed, so that's why D is shown here as 0, which is the default. But here if you see C equal to 30, that means C got assigned a value previously. So that's the use of auto window. If you look at here in the local window, let's assume the same. The auto locals is the function. the auto window shows variables involved in the previous statement as well as current statement, but local window shows all the variables involved in the function. So in this function, if you see, variables a, b, c, d, e all are local to this function. That's how here all the local variables are shown. Local variables for what? Local variables for the function. Alright, and if you see a, b, c, d, e all are shown here. And if you look at the picture here, statement a equal to 10 was executed, b equal to 20 was executed, c equal to 30 was executed, d equal to 40 is not executed. We are staying at this statement. So that's how, if you see, variable value a is 10, variable value b is 20, variable value c is 30, which was recently executed, or this was the recent assignment, and we are staying at d equal to 0. That's the default, not yet assigned. So if I click step over here, the red goes here black, c 30, but d will get a value 40 with a red color. Alright, now let us look at one more example. Let's say we have a function called fx. So let's state that we have three variables x, y and z. All are initialized to 0. Then let's state that we have a statement z equal to x plus y. Then let's also assume that we have one more variable here, int t1 equal to 12, t1 plus plus. Now let's assume that our breakpoint is here, not breakpoint, the current execution, just like this, the yellow colored one. Let's state that we are staying, or we are about to execute this line. That means the step over, let's say it happened from a previous statement to current statement. Now if you look at the auto window for this, let's consider, so local window we know it will list all the variable x, y, z, t1. So all four variables are involved in this fx. So the local window will display all four variables. But when you look at the auto window, so as already told, variable involved in a current statement will be displayed, as well as variables involved in the previous statement also displayed. That means here you will see value is at and x, because x is involved in the previous statement, y is also involved in the previous statement, and t1 which is part of the current statement. So all these four variable values will be displayed here. So this is how the auto window behaves. Alright, now it's a demo time. We will go to Visual Studio and see how auto and local window behaves. So you can download the sample project from the description of this video. So if you see here, we have auto and locals function, and this function is called from the FRM debug. So, or if you want to know where it get called, remember in the previous video we talked about call stack window, right? So just to bring this, so breakpoint is hit, we can go to call stack window, FRM main is displaying our form, and this is our form. So the form is not yet displayed. Before, after doing the initialize component, we are making call to auto and locals. That means before displaying the form, we are making call to this auto and locals. All right, now let's continue executing it, and we will come again. So the breakpoint is hit here. Now let me go to auto window. So if you want to bring up the auto windows, let me close this local window also. I will close it. So usually the auto and local windows are available under debug windows. So you can see autos and local window. So click on this auto window. Suppose let's say that so when there are multiple debug windows, you can align the debug windows. Say for example, when you click the auto window, let us say it just appeared like this. So you can click on the title here and you can move and keep anywhere you want. So now I kept it here in the left side, and if I move here, so that in the bottom you can see the windows are already stacked. So now I moved down and I stacked the auto window here. Alright, now let's say explore. So if you see, at present we are staying at very first statement. So a equal to 0. Now let me go for step over option. I am clicking here once. That means it will execute this present statement. Then the control resumes to the second statement. Okay, before let me take this away. We will do that later. Now let me keep it like this. So auto window. Now I am doing the step over option. You can see the value in the variable a will get changed. So now I executed the statement a equal to 10 and my control resumed to b equal to 20. And you can see a equal to 10, which contains a value. I mean the statement a equal to 10 was executed, and you can see the content of the variable a is changed to 0 to 10. Now let me execute the next statement, and you can see variable b got assigned a value, and that contains a value 20. So the current statement is c equal to 30 and b equal to 20. And you can also see that the execution of previous statement resulted in setting the value b equal to 20, and the content is changed from b equal to 0 to b equal to 20. That is shown here in red color. And the present statement is at the fourth statement, and the fourth statement is assignment c equal to 30. Now let me execute this statement, and you can see the value c will be shown here, that holds a value of 30. So value is c equal to 30 and d equal to 0. So likewise you can see the value is shown in the auto window, which involves current statement as well as the previous statement variables. So for a change here, let me involve c equal to 30 plus b. That means c will have 50 after executing this statement. And at the same time, this statement involves two variables. One is c and another one is b. Also, when execution is staying at this line, auto window will show three variables. One is d because it's involved in the current statement, and the other two variables are from the previous statement. Now let us execute this. Let me do step over. And if you see, D is shown because this is from the current statement, and C and B are from a previous statement. Why? Because C equal to 30 plus the content in B. That's why the auto window is showing all three variables here: D, B as well as C. Alright, now let's stop the execution and we will execute it again. Let me bring up the local window, debug, Windows, locals, and let me move it and stack it here next to autos. So if you see here, auto window is showing the variable involved in current statement, and the previous statement there is no assignment, it is just a declaration. Now let me execute, and if you see here, the local window is showing all the variables. Let me execute it once again. You can see all 5 variables are displayed here because all these 5 variables are local to this function called autolocals. Now if I execute, you can see each variable content is changing. C is now 0. Once I execute this, C will be 30 plus content in B, which is 20. 30 plus 20, 50 will be assigned to C. So that's the use of a local window. So now you may got an idea of how this auto and local window works. Now let me put a breakpoint here, and you can see how auto and local window comes in handy. And if you see here, in the current statement, the variable involved is I, so that's why I is displayed here. And in the previous statement, the number and I are involved, so the number is displayed here. Now, if you look at here, in the previous statement, txt output is involved, and that also get changed, so that's shown here in red. Then variable I is shown. It may be because of current statement or previous statement. So in both statement we have I involved, and prime sum is involved in the current statement, so that got displayed. And if you look at the local window, it shows all the variable which is local to this one. So if you see the number that's local to this sum if prime, then variable I that is local to this sum if prime, so both are shown here in the local window. And if you see here, this is the present object. If I expand this, all the content that belongs to this object is shown. So here these are all the local variables. This is a variable, and if you look at here, txt output, which is part of this current object. If you see here, txt output, that's not shown previously, right? So if you expand this, you will see txt output. Why? Because txt output is a text box that is part of the current object, which means FRM debug. FRM debug is a class, and this class contains txt output as a member, which is nothing but text box. That's all here in this video. Thank you for watching. Bye.